Hello, my lovelies. This is actually the next day that I'm recording this little tidbit, but there are some things in my video that I kind of wanted to clarify. First things first, I do talk about self-harm in this video a little bit, and I mentioned the S word, so if that kind of thing is triggering for you, please click out of the video now. Also, I go a bit into putting other people above myself, and I just want to clarify, when I say that, I'm not talking about, doing nice things for people or making sacrifices for people. I'm talking about always putting people so far above yourself that it's a detriment to your own well-being. So I just wanted to clarify that because I kind of don't get into it in the video. Lastly, I do want to thank you guys for your support, watching the videos and any other thing that you do, sharing videos, liking, whatever, or if you're a subscriber to me, I really appreciate it. Doing YouTube and, working on projects and gaming is the only thing that's been keeping me sane throughout this time. Oddly enough, I have been really wanting to dive into my channel and dive into streaming, and hopefully I'll get to do that soon. I just got to get over the, mental block and my own self-doubt about that. But that being said, I hope you enjoy the video. Alright. Hello my lovelies, this is Candy Cyanide. Once again, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for clicking on this video. And right now I'm gonna just talk. I haven't really done that in a while. Like when I started the channel, I did mean it to also be like, in addition to all the other stuff that I do, like the gaming and machinima and all of that, I did also want it to be a kind of vlog type thing as well, do those as well, and I haven't really done it. And my purpose for doing it was to kind of bring awareness to like mental illnesses and the struggles that people with mental illnesses face, and to kind of normalize it, and also, just for my own sanity. And I haven't really done that. I kind of fell into that trap of, oh, I can't be too gloomy on this channel, people want to see happiness, which I think is kind of true, but regardless of that, I still want to do that like I set out to do with this channel. And if you're not into that thing, feel free to click off this video. I will not blame you. Also, once again, I want to apologize for the beeping in the background. I'm not in my typical place. I'm not at home, basically. So, unfortunately, I can't do anything about it. It's just there. So, this hopefully won't be too long. I just kind of want to give an update, for the people that care, and just to get some stuff off my chest, about how I was doing and everything. And the short answer is not very well, like not very well at all. If you follow my Twitter channel at all, then like my sister passed away, and then you also know there's some drama with her baby's father and just his family being just kind of evil and low down. I haven't really got too far into it on Twitter either, but I mean, you can kind of read between the lines, and basically there's a custody battle going on because we know how that person and his family is. Basically, they've never taken care of the children at all. They barely spent time with them, and now all of a sudden, they're rushing to, I guess, grab custody of them, and the only motivation for that is money. Like, he literally stole from my sister and her baby the night she died, and the days following. Because with the stimulus, she got some money and the baby got some money, and we saw none of that, including the children. So, I'm not going to get too far into it, but that situation has gotten worse, and it kind of hit a head. And I don't know, the whole thing just really got me down because my sister, she stayed with this guy in order to prevent her kids from going through something like this, because me and her had to go through something like this. And she wanted to make sure the kids, both of the kids' parents were in their lives I don't know, I've been kind of struggling with that too, because it very clearly was not a good decision. Like, no disrespect to her. No, I'm not criticizing her, because I do honestly believe she thought she was doing what was best. What I'm struggling with is the logic behind it, given that the stuff that she went through, that a lot of people in my family have gone through, and how even a lot of her friends have gone through. I don't get the logic behind her decisions. But regardless of that, I've been struggling with, I guess, trying to make a decision on what I want to do on my part, because I honestly want what's best for them, and I want what's best for them because they're my niece and nephew, of course, and because I feel like that's what my sister would have wanted. But honestly, in the beginning, I faced a lot of backlash for trying to get involved, and basically got told I was a bad person. Like, I've forgiven the person that said it and all of that, but it just struck a chord with me. I'm the type of person where I've always cared about everyone and everything, and I've always put other people before myself, and I always think about other people, their feelings, how what I do affects them, how I can, better their lives and everything, even at the sacrifice of my own happiness. So to get called a bad person for it is something that I just don't have any tolerance for anymore. So I basically decided that I was going to step off. I kind of have not done that, just because, like I said, I want what's best for them. And I kind of struggling with that too, because I feel like if I don't get involved, then they're just going to end up with their father, who does not have their best interests at heart. Honestly, I don't necessarily want kids anymore. Like, I used to be very maternal, and the sad thing about this, I kind of went over this on my blog too. The sad thing about it is I was talking to my stepmom about it, like the day my sister gave birth, like just a few minutes afterwards. And I was telling her how much I didn't want kids. She kept asking me why, because I've always been like really good with kids. I've always really loved kids. I've always been very maternal. But, as I've grown older, it's just not something I want anymore. And she kept trying to grill me on why, and I wouldn't really tell her. But the reason why is that I just feel like mentally I wouldn't be all the way there. And I don't want to put a child through that, because I've seen so many bad parent-kid relationships that I don't even want to risk that to happen. Like, I would never ever be abusive towards kids. I hate that with a passion. I would never ever do that. But at the same time, I wouldn't think it would be fair for them if I'm not 100% emotionally there for them. And honestly, lately, I have not been all the way there mentally. People will ask me stuff and they think I'm an indecisive because of, a self-esteem issue. And that's not it. It's just mentally, right now, there's nothing going on. And I'm going to pause for a second because kids are passing by my window. But yeah, mentally, there's just, it's like, I want to say empty space. It's like sludge is in my brain, filling my brain. And I'm kind of at a place now where it's like, I don't even know, like, what to do with myself anymore. Like, what to do in life. And where am I going with this? I just lost my train of thought. I'm so sorry. Yeah, I don't know where to go in life. Like, usually I'll have a plan. Like, that's been my thing forever. Like, I'll always have a plan. And even if that plan, breaks down, I'll kind of regroup and then I'll think of another plan. Like, I usually have an action plan of what I at least want to do or need to do in order to get my life going in the direction that I would like for it to go. And now it's just, I don't know anymore. It's like all of my will, all my desire, all of that is just kind of gone. Like I barely even have goals anymore. Like career wise, like even where I want to live, I don't have any more goals. And it's been difficult. And that's kind of why I've been stuck these past couple of years. But I feel like I'm at a place now where I have to act. And I don't know what to do. And with my sister passing, that just, excuse my language, that fucked me up even more mentally and emotionally. And it's like I'm just here. And honestly, for the past couple of years, well, like the past year, I'll say, I've honestly been really suicidal. And it's not necessarily that I want to die or that I'm so sad that I want to die. It's just, I don't see the point in it anymore. Like, if I have nothing to aspire to, if I can't even be creative the way I want to, like, I'm better than I was a couple of years ago, because a couple of years ago, I couldn't even form thoughts at all. Like, literally could not think. And I'm a little bit better now, but I'm still not where I want to be creatively. And even when I work on stuff, a lot of times I get stuck in a rut, like, this is a waste of time, and, I'm not good enough, and, I don't have the passion that I'm supposed to, so why even try? And it's just, why am I trying, Like, what's the point of me even living? What's the point of me even being here if there's nothing for me to look forward to or even aspire to? So that's kind of where I am in life right now. I'm trying to figure it out. And I get down on myself because I'm like, I'm too old for this. Like, that was, supposed to be for my teenage years, early 20s. I was supposed to be figuring that all out. And phone ringing. Okay, sorry about that. Like, I literally have my phone on Do Not Disturb, and my phone just decided to say, oh, well, we're going to do what we want to anyway. But I don't even know where I left off. I think I was just talking about how I just feel like stuck, and I don't know anymore. That's the best way to describe it. I just don't know anymore. Kind of at a crossroads too, because I've been feeling this way, like I said, long before my sister even passed. And now that she has, and we have this situation with her kids, I still don't know, like, what decisions I should make. And I was supposed to leave to go like halfway across the country with my best friend, and we were supposed to, split the rent and everything. And that is what I wanted to do because I didn't want to move so far away, but I wanted to do that for the simple fact of I didn't want to be on my own anymore. For those of you who don't know, the past 3 years before, like 5 years before now, I got my own apartment and I was living by myself and everything. And it was kind of awful. Like, I loved having an apartment and everything, but I had to work 2 jobs to cover it. And both jobs like took up all my time to the point that I was staying in my car more than my apartment. And I was literally paying for an apartment that I was never in. Like, literally, I would have 4 hours each day to do everything, like cook, eat, clean, all of that, in my apartment. And sometimes I just didn't even bother going because I worked like 25 minutes away from work. And that is the closest I could find to my job at the cheapest price. And everyone, my boss used to yell at me. He's like, I'm living outside my means. And I'm like, no, this is the cheapest I could find. And I didn't have a bad job. Like, I had a decent job with decent pay. Wasn't a living wage, obviously, but it was decent. But still, I had to work 2 jobs in order to keep it. And it would literally be from morning to overnight. And so I said when I moved again that I wasn't going to live alone. And I know people will probably judge me for that, but like I said, it was terrible. It was a lot of work. I was working like, 60, 72 hours a week, sometimes 80. And it just took a major toll on my body and on my health. Not to mention my mental health was steadily getting worse. And I had no time to even go to the doctor to even kind of address that. So that took a hit. And then when I was in a really bad state, like when my depression got bad, and I even got sick to the point that I had to be out of work for 3 months. I got physically sick. And I was alone there, and I still had to handle all my bills, and I had to, handle the housework, and I had to go grocery shopping because they didn't have delivery where I stayed. And it was a lot. So I said when I moved again that I would not be alone. And right now it's looking like that's exactly what's going to happen. And like I said before, I've been thinking about everyone my entire life. Like literally every decision I've made up until about 2 years ago has been for the benefit of someone else. Like, yes, I wanted a good career and everything, but I stayed at a job I hate that was tearing me down, in a place that was tearing me down, for the sake of, okay, if I make enough money, I can help my family. And it's not that I'm complaining about being a good person. I hope it doesn't come off that way. But it's like always putting other people before myself has gotten me nowhere. And the only thing it's brought me is pain. And the only thing it's brought me is depression. And I know that's horrible to say. And I even feel like a bitch for saying it. But it's just the truth. And I've come to a point in my life, guys, where I'm just tired. I'm so tired of being miserable. I'm so tired of being sad. I'm so tired of just being tired. Like, I've been depressed since I was maybe 10, 11 years old. And it literally has not stopped until this day. I've barely had any breaks from it. Other than like a manic episode, which is almost as bad. And I'm just tired. And especially with my sister passing, it's just made me even more tired. And coming back home and just dealing with, the situation with her baby daddy, and the situation, there's other situations going on with family, and just the mentality of everyone here. I'm so done with everything. I want to be done with everything. I want to let it all go, but I feel like a bad person if I make that decision. So it's like a toss-up. And I thought about still moving and just moving close to home. But again, I'm going to wind up being alone again, which is something that I was trying to avoid. But I'm not the type of person where I'll just get a roommate just because I've had too many bad experiences with people, and I know how people are, and it's just not worth it to me. And I don't know, I'm wondering if I should just take the leap and just move across country anyway, even though that would, leave my parents alone after they just lost a daughter. So I don't know, guys. I'm going way over the time that I meant to. Summary of everything is I'm just tired and I just want to be happy. I don't know how to achieve that anymore. I don't even know if it is achievable. I don't even know if it's worth trying. And I'm sorry that this is such a bummer post, but like I said, I did want that to be part of my channel. I don't know, I'm kind of rambling now, but I just wanted to kind of get that off my chest, and I just wanted to kind of update some people, because I know some people do care about it, and if you don't and you've listened this far, I appreciate you doing that. But yeah, my depression has just been in overdrive. My anxiety has been in overdrive, and I'm at the point now where it's like, is it even worth it to try? And if I do want to keep pursuing happiness, then what are the steps to take to that? And I just don't know right now. And honestly, don't know if I'll ever know. Again, sorry if this is a bummer and to leave on a bum note, but that's pretty much all I got to say. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I love you all. Goodbye.